Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play The Adventures of Lolo, starring Lolo. Last we left off, Grandpa was a practical joker, but clearing his tree got us the idea that yeah, we're going to have to warp enemies around, and we've got powers that are going to happen. So let's go into level 4. One of 4 identical, well, on the outside, caves. And we start with this room. This room is actually much easier than you think. You just have to figure out where each snaky needs to go and in what order. Yeah. Also, there will be, you get exactly enough shots to pull this off. So if you accidentally waste one on the top snaky up there in between the top 2 Medusas, yeah, you've done a lot of work for nothing. Anyway, so we get 2 shots here. These 2 shots will allow us to get up into the upper left side of this by moving you here, and then moving you up here, which will allow us to use that block so we can get to the arrows. So you kind of see the goal of this section is to first wall off the Medusas so they cannot shoot you. Just as you're traversing rooms. Or traversing quadrants, I should say. So now, this guy right here, we're going to move him over to the right. Now, we don't have a lot of extra shots going around here. And if we did, and we've got one snaky that still needs to be moved down in the lower left. If we walked over and started messing with the right and had to shoot the snake, at the top to get back into this middle column, that wastes a shot. And we can't afford to do that. So before we continue on, we'll just move you now. And now we should be good for the rest of this section. And for here, we're pretty much going to do the exact same thing we just did, except now we can go ahead and move you now. Off, grab those 2, and now everything is sealed off nice and easy for us to grab down here. This room, it's not nearly as bad as it looks, but you're gonna have to basically go a long ways around multiple times, and you can end up blocking yourself off, or you can end up using your last shots on the wrong enemies. So let's be careful about that. First, this emerald frame needs to go in here. We're not blocked off from any of these, so it's good. But now, before we continue on, very soon in this, we're going to have to take this emerald block, push it down from above, and push it in here. We can't do that unless we move that here. So we've got a couple of shots. Let's go ahead and make things easy for us by giving us as much territory to work with as we can right here. You get to stay safe for the time being. You get to be right there where you are. Move that here. Here, we need to push that up, and we can only do that by going all the way back around. And where we need to push it up, well, there's only one answer to that, because we can't go in and mess with over here if we can't get up into this slot, into this row. And then we're going to do this again. And we're going to have to push this below that top Medusa head. Even though it seems like we might be safe for the time being, we actually need this block. We actually need that spot blocked off. The spot at the top will get blocked off in a second. We have 3 shots. The first 2 go there. We can grab that, but we can't grab anything else until Snaky comes back and we can use it to create the final brick we need, effectively. And And now we have 4 shots, and we're going to need all 4 shots to get in to these last 2 areas where the last heart frames and the gym are. Not Jim Hadar. This is not Star Trek. Room 3. This one's fun in the fact that, yeah, you're going to have to shoot a snaky and then shoot it again to make it reappear. Shoot it, move it, shoot it again, reappear, move it again, and then you're fine. But if you don't realize that little bit, this one gets a little annoying. First, we're going to block the bottom here. We're going to block the top here. Then because we blocked the bottom, we can go do that. And now, we need to play snaky ping pong, I guess. Grab the heart. Shoot that out. Wait over here for Snaky to respawn. Now we don't have to have him respawn. But we are going to have to play with these snakies. You go down. And now you get to become my bridge to the bottom section there. And this has to be done fairly quickly because you got a lot of maneuvering to do. Not there. That was not how I needed to do that. So we will repeat everything we just did. Except for moving away. We don't need to move away from here. We can just wait for Snaky. And believe it or not, we do not have an extra shot to pull this off. We get exactly enough shots as we need to finish this stage. And I just waited too long. I did not do that fluidly. This is kind of why I needed to do this stage on its own and not in conjunction with the Grandpa tutorial stages. Because a couple of these rooms were going to take me a couple of extra tries. This is only room 3 and I'm already running into problems. Thankfully they ditched the archaic lives thing. I don't know why they ever had that in games like this. They didn't have limited continues or anything. You didn't exactly get punished. Nope. You gotta do that in very fast, fluid motion. Gotta be fairly fluid about it. Unless you're fluid, you're not going to get down to that very specific thing there. If I had a free shot, it'd be nice, but I don't. Okay, now it's all straightforward. And now we get exactly 1 shot left to push you up here. Cross, and cross again before the egg sinks, and we're out of here. See? It's that easy. It is that easy once you stop completely messing up. But you gotta stop messing up first. That's a trick. Anyway. Now this stage is a little bit annoying at first, a couple of reasons. Snaky's gotta go where Snaky's gotta go. So let's see. Yep, gotta do it this way. You are the first one, you get to go here, so I can actually access the top half of this level. You get to go across here. That allows me to grab these two. you in place. I don't... Oh. I almost forgot a step. I did forget a step, and now I've got to restart. Forgot to do one thing. Not my brightest moment there. Forgot to do one thing before we continued on. That was move a frame underneath a Medusa. I was in a hurry to get to the second half of this. There. Now I can cross the way I need to cross. Now we got 2 shots left. One is going to be used to get rid of that. So I can get a hold of that frame. The other one is going to take that exact same snake that I just let sink and block off the last heart. There are times I would explain a lot more, but I don't exactly know how to explain some of this. Now, what do we need to do here? Well, first we need to grab a heart, because we're going to need those shots. We're not going to need them just yet. This may look like you need the 2 frames I'm looking at here to do a few things. You might think that, but you do not, oddly enough. You need them in certain spots, yes. You definitely need them in certain spots. But they're probably not going to be used exactly where you think they are. Actually, those 2 frames are, aren't they? Yeah, it's not as complicated as it looks. First, we can move you down here. And then just to avoid forgetting about it later, we're going to move you here. Now, we've got 2 snakies and 2 shots. We're going to get some more shots, but we need to use these snakies to float over to the lower left corner. Like so. Grabbing the hearts on the way. Go ahead and grab that. Now we can block this off. And then we can get the other snaky. And if you notice, we never needed to cross over all the way to the right. So that entire right section past here is completely, that last column is completely useless to us. And with our final shot, we can get out of room 5. And run into a boss. We have infinite shots. This may take me a few tries. May take me a few tries. But with this guy, there we go. Snaky just kind of moves around at you. Hello to bosses! Another new feature. So yeah, you may think, well, that was just a snaky boss. Where are the rest of the bosses? Waiting for us at the tops of floors. Snaky, luckily, was very easy for an introduction. It just kind of slowly maneuvered after you. There are others that are not so nice. And unlike in the case of the Rockies or Snakies or anything like that in the main levels, touching those is instant death. So you gotta learn how to move. Fun, huh? Anyway, yeah, with that done, I'm calling this a video. Kind of messy because I was terrible at explaining things. And you know, am I ever good at explaining these? Probably not. I just get to show you by demonstrating them, I guess. Anyway. Next time we're going to take on floor 5, which is the next hill cave over from us. And probably have to get ready for another boss. Anyway. Until then, take care everyone.